Welcome back to another episode of Get 'Em Together Garage. Today, we're gonna finally do some body work here. Yep, it's gonna be nice and smooth. Best of the ability, okay? Don't get your hopes up, because you can only work with what you got. So, I gotta do some finishing on the weldings here. Get this all cleaned up, ready to go, solid. That way we can add some of the, filler. Well, it's going to be one of those ones where we're just going to wing it for what we got, okay? So, this side's basically about done. I got to finish grinding some welds and stuff like that on the backs over here and back on that side, and we'll worry about the front on the other side down the road, just not right now, next week. Depends on how I feel. But, what we're going to need for today, we're going to need one of your dirty rags. This is going to be to, protect the paint, okay? We can't take this off, okay? It's getting painted, you still can't take it off, I mean, you could, but yeah, it is what it is. You need some tape. Need a sanding block, small one. You'll see why. It's gonna be for small crevices, so you'll need that too. You need a body hammer, tap in some stuff like that. So I also have a normal Dura sanding block, but problem is, it's Velcro. I don't got Velcro sandpaper, so that's useless. So then what that brings us to is we're gonna need some belt for the belt sanders. I need some 180, 150. You're gonna need some 80. And there's some people on the interwebs, as you guys seen, that have, the 1 grit block. I don't got any of those floating around, so the best I got is 36. And probably asking, how the hell are we gonna, sand this all down to make it smooth? Well, I'm gonna tell you, there's a trick. But first, I gotta show you. You need a belt sander too. You need a grinder, because I don't feel like getting air power tools out, because they just make so much noise. You need a wire wheel, and I'll show you why in a minute. You need a milk crate to sit the booty down. And then you need a circular saw, okay? Now, we'll get back to that too in a second. So, how are we gonna block this all down, you're asking yourself probably, right? I'm asking myself that same thing too. So, that's what this comes in place, you just gotta hook the eye down it, make sure that, it's straight enough for your eye beams. It's about as straight as my body work's gonna get, okay? That's all I can tell you. So, best thing about these though, make sure they're, passable. They're variable in sizes. You can make any size block you want. You got like a 2-foot one here. You can go to, was a 2x8, now it's like a 2x6 to 2x4.5 here. So you got that option too. Opens up your variety to, get big panels like that, or get yourself a bigger guy, just put the tent paper on the one side, and you can just go and do the whole thing like that. But it also has a second use to it. So you can also, as long as it's straight, you can make sure that your panel's, not gonna have any gaps here, which we do. But for all I know, this board ain't straight, so it's good enough. Perfect. There ain't nothing there. Okay, well that's that. And then, what you can also do then is you get, a good 2x4 that's 16 foot long. You can do a whole side of a car with one board. That's time saver right there. Just, add mud, good to go. So, that's multi-use for, 2x4s. But we're not gonna need that one. We might be using this guy right here. I'm gonna have to cut a piece off it to make my own sanding block anyhow. It's close enough to the Dura block I threw somewhere. So, but also, you need a marker too, so that's also very important. What I do with it. There it is. Yep. Just gonna put this right here. All right. And boom, good to go. It's all the size of a block you're gonna need. Okay, and that's all you need for this. So let's get some stuff welded up, finished on up to do what we gotta do, and then we'll start sanding. Getting some mud down. We'll show you what kind of mud to use too, so hang in there. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is make our new sanding block. So just take your circular saw and just dig in there. Straight enough for the body work I do. And there you go. Just, you just go and peel the paper down, you see. I guess. Whoop, nope, not like that. Just peel it off like that. And then you just stick this right here. We'll go right on the edge of it. So that way we can get right up on the corners. We can make it work. Okay. Boom. Brandy spanking new sanding block. You guys can thank me later. Saved you guys out of the pickles. This will work probably pretty well. Okay. There you go. Might even just, down there too. Let's see, so now we got that done. We're gonna go do some welding. Then I'll get you guys in whenever I get it all welded up, ground down, and ready for some mud. So let's zoom this all on out. I'll go over a few things, tips of how to weld maybe. And we'll figure out best settings for you. Each metal is going to be differently thickness. So it's going to be different on your settings for your welder. So this is nowhere near, I don't think, 16 gauge. This is like more like a 22 mixed with a 16 gauge. The original metal's thick. This stuff right here is thinner, but the replacement panel's back here, so that's thicker, so that's gonna be a different setting too. But I'm gonna get the paint on this cleaned up so I can start doing some welding, and we'll go from there. So let me get this set up and we'll start welding. Alright, so since we're not completely worried about making a shape just yet, I'm going to give this a quick grind down with the grinder, and that's just to kind of get our shape. And I'll go over with our block, check to see how low we actually are in some spots to know where to put the mud. But yeah, this is just to me a quick go over, and we'll do the road mudding after this. So let's zip through this and see what we get. so what we got here is metal prep, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna spray it onto the vehicle, and this is gonna see if you have any like light surface rust spots. As you can kind of see here, we have some light stuff. This is supposed to neutralize it, kind of prevent it from corroding even worse. So I'm gonna go over this real quick with a scuff pad, wipe it off with a clean towel, and then we should be ready to start laying down some epoxy, and should be good from there. So let me get this done and we'll get to the next step. What we're going to do next is wipe it down with a little bit of wax and grease remover, and then we should be ready to start applying some epoxy. We'll just go from there. Alright, so to start this off, depending on how long yours has been sitting, or unless you have a mixer or some kind of shaker, sometimes you might need one of these caps. You can go and pull this off because this goes onto a automotive mixer in a paint room. You take a drill and put it right on the stem, you can go and mix it. See? Do this for a minute, and then we'll go and start mixing the epoxy and the catalyst. To mix this, the mix ratio is 1 to 1. So what that means is if we say we're going to mix up 8 or 6 ounces of the actual epoxy primer itself, we'll mix it to 6. Then if we want to mix that correctly for the ratio, we'll go up to 12 ounces. So it's a 1 to 1. So you're mixing equal parts together to get the right mix. So I'm probably going to end up doing probably about 14 ounces total. Actually 16 ounces. I'll do 8 ounces total. So we're gonna mix the we're gonna pour the primer until it gets to the 8, and then we'll mix in the catalyst to get to the 16. Right there. Pour it in to get it to the 16 mark. Right there. And all we do is put a filter into a cup. Put a filter in here, we'll pour it in. We'll pour the rest in after we get a coat on the truck. Well, that's about gonna do it for this episode for now while we let this here epoxy dry. And some of you probably asking, why did I do spray it over mud? To be honest with you, it's just to seal it up. It's not gonna affect how that is. I'm still gonna grind it down to put the body filler over top and use some 80 grit to rough up the outside layer of this epoxy. That way it stays sealed underneath the mud, but on top. But down here is brand new metal. There ain't no rust, so I don't have any worries about that rusting out unless it just starts rusting out from the inside of the panel. Then it is what it is. But got the whole bed stripped down, metal prepped, so that way everything will kind of neutralize itself, so it shouldn't grow anymore. Shouldn't. And the way you fully stop this is if you pretty much acid dip absolutely everything to get all the rust off, which I don't got access for that nor the money, so we're working with this on a budget the best we can. All in all honesty, it's really not that bad, but the second purpose of this black epoxy is honestly like a guide coat, to be honest with you. You can see every dent, like there's some dents here, a couple little stuff in between here. Like I know there's two little swoop things from how this bed's made. I'm gonna straighten out anyhow, but this will help me, especially on the top, up top already. This will help me guide where I need to put the mud. But other than that, it's pretty much ready to go for doing mud work, which is gonna be in the next episode. So yeah, if you guys haven't done so already, please subscribe, leave a like, drop a comment, tell me about your guys' stuff, about you guys doing your own projects too. I'm always willing to hear about what you guys are doing because every project's neat to me. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.